So today we're going to see if Boris Johnson tries to overthrow the British government. It'll be at Commons. He's going to give a speech in Commons today that's going to throw down. He just went back to the Daily Telegraph as a columnist. I've been talking to him all weekend about this speech.
Did you talk to him on the phone?
Went back and forth over text. It's just easier. I talked to him initially on the phone, but then it's just easier to go back and forth on text. I've been telling him that my recommendation is that he gave one of the most important political speeches of 2016 was his closing speech. It was a 3 to 5 minute speech in June of 2016. His closing argument on national TV for the Leave campaign. He was the official head of the Leave campaign, or one of the co-heads, I think it was. And he gave a speech on national TV. They had a debate that night, and it was magnificent. And all I was telling him all weekend is just to incorporate those themes, the same themes. Basically, he was saying that June 23rd was Independence Day for Great Britain. Their Independence Day would be like our July 4th.
Was that the date of?
That's the day of the vote, yeah. And that's
the front page.
Yeah. It's time to believe in our Great Britain. Johnson and rally call for the nation to look to a brighter post-Brexit future. This is the tee up, all right? He's back. Boris was a journalist before he was mayor of London and before he was foreign secretary. Wrote a great book on Churchill. That's one of the things I did tell him over the weekend, that his great love of Churchill and his great study of Churchill. And he wrote a really fantastic book for a modern audience on Churchill. I met Boris Johnson. Kind of met him at these things years ago, but it's just one of those, shake hands. I'm sure he didn't remember me, but really met him he flew over right after we won. Our guys in Breitbart London had a lot of contact with him during the Brexit thing. I didn't want to get involved because it was very British, right? So I didn't want to, exert myself. Although I was controlling editorial, it was to let Raheem and James Dellingpole. Dellingpole had been a columnist like Boris at the Daily Telegraph. To let those guys be the guys, in contact. We really had the most contact with the other Leave, which was Nigel Farage. But then right after we won, Boris flew over because their victory was as unexpected as ours, and then I got to know him quite well in the transition period.